Hi, my name is Heaven and I'm going to be showing you how to make bizcochitos. So I have attached pictures of everything that we are going to be using for our bizcochitos, which is going to be our utensils and as well all of our ingredients. Now we're going to start with our wet ingredients. I have my mixing bowl for my stand mixer, or you can use one of the regular mixing bowls. I have my half a cup and my cup. I have my teaspoon and my tablespoon. And then I have my spatula, my butter knife, and my spoon. Okay, so we are going to now put 2 cups of lard. So I usually just take my 1 cup and I will go ahead and use a spoon to fill it up, and I will push it down and try to make it as even as possible on the inside. After we do that, we are going to take our butter knife and we are going to scrape off the top just so that it is as accurate as we can. And then we will go ahead and take the butter knife and we are going to go ahead and go around the edges of the cup, and then we're just going to go ahead and pull down and all of it should come out at once. After we do this, we are going ahead and do it one more time for our other cup. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then I will be back. Okay, so I have my lard in there, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my 2 eggs and I'm going to go ahead and crack those in there. We are next going to put 1 tablespoon of our imitation vanilla. Next, we are going to be putting a half a cup of orange juice. I do use any orange juice, but I do like to have mine pulp free just so then we don't get any of the actual pulp inside of our cookie dough. Okay, so I did finish with the orange juice, and so now I'm going to do the sugar. You do need 1 cup of sugar. I do have a 1/3 cup right here, so I'm going to do 3 of these, and then I will go ahead and come back to show you the anise. Okay, so now we are going to put our anise. I am using the anise seed just because I have always used them, but if you do want to use the extract, you can. You just need to put 2 teaspoons of it instead of 3 teaspoons of the anise seeds. I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of the anise seeds. Okay, so the next item we're going to put is our whiskey. So I don't have any red wine, so I am going to substitute the rest of it with our orange juice. The whiskey that I do use is the Point whiskey, and I am going to be putting 8 teaspoons of whiskey into a half a cup so I could go ahead and keep track. And after the 8 teaspoons, I then go ahead and add in the rest to top off the half a cup with orange juice. And then I do go ahead and pour this inside of our mixing bowl. Put this on our stand mixer, or we're going to mix this with our hand mixer. And then the attachments for your hand mixer, I will go ahead and put that here. And we're going to go ahead and go over to my mixer and I will show you the flat beater and how I attach it. Okay, so we are at our mixer and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to attach our flat beater. This is our flat beater. As you can see, there's a little L shape on the side and a little keyhole kind of on the top, and then on the actual mixer itself you can see that there's a little piece of metal that sticks out. You are just going to line it up with the keyhole. You're going to slide it up and you're going to turn it to the left, and then it will drop down. And then my stand mixer, it just pulls up, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up, and then I'm gonna turn on my stand mixer and I'm going to mix it until everything is incorporated. Okay, so I did just mix it. My manteca was a little bit cold, so it didn't mix in properly, but if yours does look like this, that is okay. It works the same as if you were to have it a little bit more incorporated. It's just more of making sure that the egg is mixed in. So now we're going to go ahead and do our dry ingredients. Now that we have our wet ingredient mixture, we are now going to do our dry ingredients. So first we are going to take 6 cups of all-purpose flour. And for my flour, I do like to squish it down as much as possible. We're finished with our flour. We're going to put in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. I do like to have them flat. We will then put 1 teaspoon of salt. After we put the 1 teaspoon of salt, we are going to mix in everything to incorporate it. Okay, so now I have it all combined. This is what it's going to look like. We are now going to start slowly putting it into our wet mix. So I started by turning on my mixer and I started adding in the flour with 1 cup at a time. After that all was put in, I had then let it go on for a couple minutes and then I had stopped it so I can clean down the sides, and I could also push the dough back down to let it mix longer. Since my dough was poured in with 1 cup at a time, it does not take as long to mix. So after I was done with this, I did let it mix for an extra 3 minutes, and then I did come back and I had taken it apart. This is what my dough looks like after I have mixed it. As you can tell, it is a little bit soft, so I will be sticking this in the fridge for 30 minutes and then I will be back after. I'm now putting parchment paper on my baking sheets. I am doing this during the time that my dough is cooling. So I just finished doing my pans and now I am going to talk about my cinnamon sugar. So I did put 2 cups of sugar and I put half a cup of cinnamon sugar, and afterwards I did mix it in all together, and this is what my cinnamon sugar looks like after I'm done. So I did just let my dough cool in the fridge for 30 minutes and I had just taken it out. So now I'm going to take it out of the bowl, and I did split it into 4 smaller portions to be able to roll out easier. So now I'm going to put flour on my countertop and my rolling pin, and I'm going to go ahead and start rolling out the dough. Now I did roll out of my cookies and I am now showing you how thick I made them, and then I'm going ahead and take my cookie cutter, I put it in flour, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut out all my cookies. So I did preheat my oven to 380 degrees and I'm going to put my cookies to cook for about 12 minutes and I'll come back when that's done. So now I did take out my cookies and this is how they look. They are golden brown around the edges, and normally that's how I like to cook them. But personal preference, it's just whatever you feel is best. You can make them a lot darker if you would like. This is just what I do. So now I'm going to go ahead and move these, and I'm going to come back whenever I'm going to sugar them. Okay, so I did move my tray over to my countertop, and you should be able to hold the cookies where they don't burn your fingers to go ahead and start sugaring them. So what I do is I do put them in the cinnamon sugar and I just mix it around in there, and then I will take it out and dust it off, and then I will put it in my tray. So now I finished sugaring them and this is how they should look. They are super soft so they can break apart easily, and how I store these is I usually store them in either a plastic bag or in an airtight container. Hope you enjoy.